A British officer walked up to a German tank in the middle of a firefight and stabbed the driver in the eye with an umbrella. Welcome to World Timeline. September 1944, the Allies are pushing deep into Nazi-occupied Netherlands. Operation Market Garden, one of the most ambitious airborne operations in history, is in full swing. Thousands of paratroopers drop from the sky. The plan? Capture key bridges before German forces can react. But war never goes according to plan. At Arnhem, a small British force finds itself surrounded, outnumbered, outgunned, and cut off from reinforcements. Streets are on fire, buildings are collapsing, German tanks are rolling through town like they own it. And in the middle of all of this chaos, one man is walking around carrying an umbrella. Major Digby Tatham-Warter, that's his name, and before you ask, yes, he is completely serious. Now, Digby didn't carry that umbrella to stay dry. He had a very specific reason. He had a terrible memory for passwords. See, in combat, soldiers use challenge and response codes to identify who's friend and who's foe. Get it wrong, you could get shot by your own guys. Digby kept forgetting the passwords every single time. So his solution? Carry something so ridiculous, so obviously British, that nobody on his own side would ever mistake him for a German. He figured, if I carry a bright umbrella into battle, my men will always know it's me. And it worked, completely. His troops could spot him instantly in the smoke and chaos just by catching a glimpse of that umbrella bobbing through the battlefield. The man had basically turned himself into a human landmark. But here's where it gets truly unbelievable. During one of the fiercest engagements at Arnhem, a German tank rolls into position. It's a steel fortress on tracks, armored, armed, and absolutely terrifying to infantry soldiers with no anti-tank weapons nearby. Most soldiers would find cover and call for support. Digby Tatham-Warter walked toward it. He moved through the gunfire, got close to the tank, and somehow climbed onto it. Then he jammed the tip of his umbrella directly into the driver's observation slit, the narrow gap that the driver uses to see outside. The tip went in, hit the driver in the eye, the driver panicked, the tank stopped. A British officer in the middle of World War II disabled a German tank with a brolly. His fellow soldiers reportedly couldn't believe what they were seeing. One account says they weren't sure whether to cheer or just stand there with their mouths open. Digby, by all accounts, just carried on like it was perfectly normal. And it wasn't just tanks. At one point during the battle, the unit's chaplain, a padre, was pinned down in the open, bullets flying everywhere. The man was absolutely stuck. Digby walked out to him, umbrella up, fully open. He told the padre, call him as you like, don't worry about the bullets, I've got my umbrella. Then he walked the chaplain slowly, calmly out of the kill zone, under an umbrella, in the middle of a battle. The chaplain survived, and Digby just moved on to the next thing. It sounds like something out of a comedy film, but the people who were there swore it happened exactly like that. Digby wasn't reckless for the sake of it. His men loved him. They followed him precisely because he made the impossible seem manageable. In one of the most brutal, desperate battles of the Western Front, when British paratroopers were surrounded and running low on everything, this man with an umbrella kept morale alive. Sometimes leadership isn't about the biggest weapon. Sometimes it's about being the calmest, most absurdly confident person in the room, or in this case, the battlefield. If you had to pick one object, the most ridiculous thing you own, to somehow survive a World War II battlefield with, what would it be? Drop it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. And honestly, some of your answers are going to be hilarious. History is full of moments like this, real people doing impossible things in ways nobody ever expected. That's exactly what World Timeline is here for. If you're new here, welcome. Hit subscribe because we do this every week. And if you're already part of the channel, thank you, seriously. Until next time, stay curious. World Timeline, out.